Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this match, I'm playing a 2v3 on the map Potholes.
Construction complete.
Me and my teammate are located at the sort of like the top area of the map, and the other team are located in the bottom, more to the left.
Training.
So for those of you who know this map, Potholes has lots of narrow gaps, separating different compartments. And really what you need to be able to do is to take care of those different apartments. And we've got a no rush 5-minute thing going, so we're not going to be, it doesn't mean we can't fight, it just means we're not going to attack each other's base. I suppose there might be a bit of fighting to get a control of a bit of the area of the map. So I'm just getting some infantry to defend, and I'm also trying to get the bottom right of the map secured.
Affirmative. At once. Reporting. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm just stopping that guy getting in the base. Now what you'll have noticed is I've moved my base to the right slightly, and I am building to the right, very right to the map, the very edge. You can see I'm fighting green there. I'm just trying to get control of that area because you can see there's an ore patch there. Now the reason I'm building to the right is I'm playing Soviets, and on this map there's a river that goes around the middle. And if you play Allies, what you can do is you can build ships and cruisers in that middle river. So I'm doing this sort of as a protection thing. I'm building as far away from that river as possible because the cruisers can reach into that area. Of course the cruisers get less accurate with distance, but I'm just doing that as a precaution in case they do try and start building ships later on.
Affirmative. At once.
And what I'm going to try and do is, after I'm just going to be using that ore patch up at the top there, you can see that I've been building towards. I'm also going to try and build downwards as well through that gap. Instead of doing a service depot on another MCV, I'm just going to expand my base down. And you can see my ore trucks there are just going to be clearing away the ore, so I should be able to do that okay. I'm just putting my infantry at the bridge there. I did let some of them through so they will have a bit of visibility around my base, but probably could have done a better job of securing that, stopping that earlier on. And as you can see, I'll have enough space for a war factory to place there. I'll place a power plant below it, and I'll be able to use ore silos if I need to cross the gap.
Construction complete. Building. Unit ready. Building. Building.
The thing about building a service depot and in MCV is that it wastes, well, it costs more money. It also wastes some tank building time and puts you a bit behind of your opponents. Sometimes in matches when I've seen my opponent build an MCV early, I've attacked them because I guess we've got a 5-minute no rush, but it's actually probably nearly 5 minutes now.
Ready and waiting. Agreed. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. Insufficient funds.
Right, yeah, I'm just, you can see I'm trying to spread what I'm trying to do is I'm spreading my ore trucks around different ore patches in order to, so I don't run out.
Construction complete.
When you have like about 4 or 5 ore trucks on one single patch, it does tend to run out pretty quickly, and it's a lot less effective way than if you just mix them and the same.
Construction complete. Cannot deploy here. Building.
I'm just going to build a Tesla coil there. One of the big advantages of Soviets on this map is that move those tanks up there, they're moving the wrong way. Anyway, as I was saying, one of the big advantages of having Soviets on this map is that you can use Tesla coils are the best thing for defending narrow gaps because they can take out. They're good at taking out tanks. They're maybe not so good against infantry because they only kill 1 infantry at a time, and I can think they fire about 3 times. But yeah, so they're a bit weaker against infantry if your other team's got a lot of them. But you can also use flamethrowers, which are much stronger against infantry. Flamethrowers, however, are not as good against. I mean, I think they're all right against tanks, but they're not great.
Building.
Not like Tesla coils anyway.
Affirmative.
I think flamethrowers do tend to do a bit more area damage though.
Unit ready.
And I've just noticed that power plant's been blocking my entrance to the bottom,
Agreed once.
which is why my tanks have been going a bit. And we can see the orange have built a naval yard.
Construction complete.
Right, so now I'll be able to get my tanks to the bottom. I'm going to need to put some tanks there because even though Tesla coils are very, very strong, they do have low HP and they're not as effective if you don't have tanks with them because they can be destroyed quite easily. Usually you put tanks in front of Tesla coils so the enemy has to either go through the tanks to get to the Tesla coil, and that means it's going to take a lot of damage, or they're going to fight the tanks first and the Tesla coils are going to rip them apart while they do that.
Unit ready.
So you can see I'm in quite a strong position at the moment, especially in this area here. It's going to be very, very hard for the opponent to get through.
Building. Construction complete. Insufficient.
Because of the
funds.
bottleneck as well, it doesn't mean they can't send all the tanks through at the same time. They're going to have to send a few in at once. And there you can see it. They've got a cruiser,
Unit
and that's what I was talking about earlier, the river in the middle. They might try and build naval units there. Now it is very early actually, I wasn't expecting them to build it this early on, because that means they must have spent a lot of money on other things like radar dome, information centre, so they might be a bit behind on tanks. Although I guess I've been spending a bit on quite a bit on Tesla coils, so maybe it's balances out anyway.
Building. Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit
And you can see one of the things about this map with a lot of the narrow gaps, you can see how strung out my infantry are, my tanks are.
Unit ready. Building.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes,
Well, I'm not
sir.
sure where Orange are going, they've already got 3 tanks there. I think they're going up to see how my ally's doing. But what I'll do is I'll attack the base.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Agreed. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting for acknowledged.
Yeah, they've got a few more tanks in the base, but they're just light tanks, so my heavy tanks should be able to deal with them okay. And you can see the yaws already run out in the base, so they're going to be having some more trouble. And you can see Greens have come to help them, so I'm not going to be able to do too much against them. And you can see they've got quite good numbers.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Unit
What I'm doing is I'm just starting to build some Tesla coils up at the top bit as well, just to give a bit more protection. You can see my allies there have come along.
Very well. Awaiting affirmative.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my tanks on the other side of that narrow gap, so if Greens do try and go across, it won't work.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Vehicle
ready.
reporting.
Building.
Affirmative.
What I'm doing is I'm just, yeah, they're going back in now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my tanks to the bottom. It'll keep them occupied there.
Ready.
It's not like they're going to go for a suicide charge against my teammate if I've got a lot of tanks near the bottom, because their base is just at the other side of that gap.
Construction complete. Building. Insufficient funds.
Right, and you can see my ally's actually done quite a good job. He's got part of the river, he's got some
Acknowledged.
a naval yard there, so he's going to be able to build some boats now, which is going to make it a lot more difficult for the opponents to pass.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building. Construction
Acknowledged.
complete.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Oh, we can still get past that power plant.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Yes,
lost.
sir. Acknowledged. Yes,
Yeah, one of the things about tracking, I'm trying to get them to just go to the bottom, but they want to go round as well.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Report acknowledged. Affirmative.
Right, well, our numbers are better on this one, so we should do okay here.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Cannot deploy here.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get them off that ore patch. They are going to be struggling, they might struggle for ore a bit.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge.
It's all about getting control of territory on this map, and you can see they have got a service depot, which means they might have an MCV somewhere, so I'm going to have to look out for that. They'll have another base. I'm going to destroy that information centre because if they've got satellite, it's going to blind them. Because you lose all your vision if you take out the information centre and have to build another one and get satellite again. Just getting rid of some of those construction yards. You can see all 3 teams have a base here. So this is a bit, a little bit insane. So they've all got buildings here. It seems to be sort of almost the stronghold. And you can see my teammates got the satellite from the information centre, so we can see most of the bases now. Of course, some of them are allies, so they've got radar jammers.
Cancel. Building.
And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a radar dome so I have everything visible. But you can see my teammates got quite a solid defence.
Unit lost.
Especially in the river parts, because he's got boats there as well, which is going to make it very, very difficult for the opponents to get through.
Construction complete.
Because when I got through, the Orange didn't use the tanks. They just left the cruisers there, so I destroyed the cruiser, and then they brought the tanks after I destroyed that. But when you're trying to fight them together, it's very, very difficult to get through.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Yeah, so yellows are their Soviet side, and they've got 2 allies.
Acknowledged.
ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
And I'm just building a service depot now so I can build an MCV because I want to expand it a bit upwards. And I might use an MCV for that, but instead it'll also increase my building speed.
Cannot deploy here. New construction options. On hold. Cancel. Building.
Because I want to use some of that ore up top.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
And you can see yellow coming to help them. They're struggling to defend at the moment. And what I'm doing is I can see they're attacking my teammates, so I'm just keeping on applying pressure, keeping them occupied, keeping them focused on this bomb part. Because the more I keep them focused here, the better chance my teammate has. The worst thing you can do as a team in a team game is just sit back. Because once you sit back, it gives the opponents a chance to relax. They can form attacks on your other members of the team. And then once you lose members, that puts you in a real bad position. So yeah, any multiplayer, you just want to keep on attacking, keep on applying pressure. Keep them occupied, keep them focused on fighting you. And your teammate should also do the same thing, because if your teammate doesn't help, then they can just focus on destroying you and then go for your teammate after.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. Insufficient funds. Unit ready. Building.
So you can see I've just taken my MCV up there. Once I've built it, I've also got my ore refinery almost done.
Unit ready.
And once I deploy this, I'm going to have increased building speed.
Building.
So that my structures are going to build twice as fast. Yeah, we've still got all 3 teams there. It's a hard one to break through.
Unit lost.
You can see green, orange and yellow all have bases to the left. I'm just looking at my radar dome here. I think all of yours used up at the part I'm fighting, and obviously I'm blocking the passage to the ore at the bottom left, bottom right.
Building. Unit lost. Building.
Comrade.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Construction complete.
Right, you can there's also
Building. Building. Unit ready. Building. Repairing.
Right, I thought then they were going to get released some Tanyas.
Funds. Construction.
And they might still
complete.
do that, but
Unit ready.
just using a flamethrower, get rid of that
On
chrono
hold.
tank.
Cancel. Building. Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yeah, you can see blue have attacked up at the top there, so they're going expanding downwards. And
Unit lost.
yeah, I did. There are some Tanyas.
Building. On hold. Cancel. Unit ready.
Just
Building.
build another flame thing, and yeah, they've gone around the other side. That's unfortunate.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Yeah, they destroyed my oil refinery up there as well.
Building.
Because yeah, I did leave it unprotected a little bit. So I'm gonna have to
Unit
Waiting
ready.
affirmative.
build
Yes,
another
sir.
one.
Acknowledged.
And what I've noticed now is our opponents, they're going to be really struggling. As far as I can see, they haven't got much ore left.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
And I think Orange are there looking for a way to get through, but that's not going to happen.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
And Orange have actually left. So yeah, it's only one team left now, Yellow.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
We can see they've still got some more left. I think it was just the other teams there. It was almost extinguished around their patches.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Building.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Building. Unit ready.
And you can see there is an ore patch in the compartment just above Yellow, but they won't be able to get to that probably because of the boats.
Unit
Yeah, you can see the cruisers there are also descending on Yellow's base.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
And you can see they're a bit bottlenecked there. You've got the cruisers firing on them at the other side of the gap. You've got, and when you have those types of bottlenecks, it's very hard to get through. You can see they had a lot of trouble with the tanks, and it's allowed me to get very good. I had far less tanks than them, so I've got quite a good trade there.
Yes, sir.
Building.
With those using those tanks.
Unit ready.
Reporting.
And I've also, of course, got more building. I've also got Teslas for defence as well. Now, they just kept on wandering the map for a bit, and they sold the buildings. It was destroy all, so I'm just going to wind it on
Building.
to a later point.
Acknowledged.
Right, and this was the end where they just sent everything from the base, they sold everything and sent it upwards to attack my allies. And of course, it wasn't going to work.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Mission accomplished.
And that was the end. Right, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.